This lab also requires the use of a 20 milliliter volumetric pipette to deliver an exact 20 milliliter volume to your titration flasks. I want to show you how to use it. It's probably a good idea to calibrate this pipette so that you know exactly the volume of solution that's being delivered. Just like you calibrated your burettes, you will do a similar procedure with the pipettes by delivering this 20 milliliter volume into a weighed flask and calculating based on the temperature of the equilibrated water the exact milliliters that are being delivered. To use the pipette, the first thing you want to do is make sure that it is clean. Just like with the burettes, you'll allow deionized water to drain through it. If you have droplets clinging to the inside walls, the pipette is dirty. You can try cleaning it with hot soapy tap water. You also can obtain a pipette from an acid cleaning solution, see your instructor for that. But to use the pipette, you always want to try to avoid sucking liquid into the bulb of the pipette that you'll be using. One way of aiding with that is to make sure that you insert the tip deep enough in the container that you're going to be pipetting from. It also will help if you kind of rest the tip of the pipette even at the bottom of your container. That'll slow down the drawing of the liquid into the pipette so you don't suck liquid into the bulb. But to use this bulb, you'll expel the air and you're very gently placing it over the top of the pipette. You're not wanting to grind it down onto the pipette, okay? Otherwise you won't be able to pull it off in time. So very gently placing the pipette on the top and allowing the liquid to drain up the pipette, to come up the pipette. Okay, and I'm gonna deliberately let it go past this calibration line to give me enough time to pull the bulb off and replace my finger on the top of the pipette. Now what I want to do is to allow the liquid by slowly, just barely releasing the pressure of my finger on top. I'm not taking my finger directly off of the pipette, just simply releasing just a slight bit of pressure. Okay, now before allowing that to drain completely, okay, you want to make sure that you don't have any extra water or solution on the outside of the pipette. So use a Chem wipe to wipe off that extra liquid, and you want to make sure you don't have any air bubbles. But as I drain this liquid down exactly to the mark, that'll take care of that air bubble that's there. So very gently allow that to drain so that the meniscus is exactly on the line at eye level, okay, and I don't have any air bubbles in my tip. Okay, at this point, to transfer this solution to whatever your desired container is, in this case, if you're calibrating it, you're going to transfer this to a weighed 125 milliliter Erlenmeyer flask. Now these types of pipettes are classified as TD, which stands for to deliver. So this will on its own naturally drain the exact volume that you need, that it's calibrated to. Okay, there is going to be an extra droplet of liquid at the tip of the pipette. That's normal and is not included as part of the calibrated volume that's being delivered. So you leave that excess amount. Make sure any extra droplets are drained from the tip, but this little bit here should remain in the pipette and is not blown out. Okay, after which you would record the mass of the delivered water and use the temperature factor to calculate the volume delivered.